Which Youngtimer 911 should you chase? The fire-breathing 996 Turbo or the refined 997.2 Carrera S? One's a Mezger-powered missile, the other's a gentleman in driving gloves. Let's settle this. These were Porsche's first water-cooled 911s. Once hated, now hotter than your uncle's stock tips. The 996 Turbo, a collector's rocket, backed by 42% of investment hunters. The 997.2, sleek, modern, and loved by 19% who prefer their thrills with cup holders. With 43% of buyers eyeing cost and 65% craving that perfect driving feel, we'll break down prices, quirks, and that Mezger howl that makes grown men cry. Because a Youngtimer 911 isn't just a car, it's a midlife crisis with great resale value. Let's talk 996 Turbo, aka the Mezger Monster. This isn't just any Porsche, it's the one that shouts, growls, and occasionally scares you into smiling. Produced from 2000 as a 2001 model year to 2005, the 996 Turbo packs a 3.6-liter twin-turbocharged Mezger flat-six engine, delivering 420 horsepower or 450 if you're lucky enough to have the X50 performance package. Power goes to all four wheels through either a 6-speed manual or a 5-speed Tiptronic automatic. It rockets from 0 to 60 in just 4.2 seconds and tops out at 189 miles per hour. Not bad for a car old enough to rent its own car. What makes it special isn't just the speed, it's the feel. The steering is hydraulic, unfiltered, and almost psychic. Renlist users describe it as telepathic, like the car reads your thoughts and delivers them through the wheel. Add in all-wheel drive and 52% of its weight chilling over the rear axle, and you've got a car that grips like mad, but one that still rewards and demands driver skill. It's thrilling, twitchy, and honest. If you mess up, it will let you know quickly. Then there's the sound. Oh, the sound. The Mezger engine doesn't purr, it wails. Developed from Porsche's 911 GT1 Le Mans race car, this engine screams to 7,000 RPM, with a ferocity that modern engines can't fake. It's mechanical, metallic, and absolutely intoxicating. The 9A1 in the 997.2 is smooth, sure, but the Mezger feels like it's yelling directly into your brain. And you'll love it for that. Reliability? Surprisingly solid. The Mezger is known for its durability and racing pedigree, and if you're feeling spicy, you can throw a few grand into tuning and easily hit 600 horsepower. That's not just driving, that's launching an attack. But it's not all turbocharged roses. The interior looks like a rental spec Boxster, with plastic galore and ergonomics straight from the microwave design school of 1999. And those fried egg headlights? Let's just say Porsche fans are still arguing about them on forums as we speak. Bottom line, the 996 Turbo is raw, visceral, and gloriously flawed in all the right ways. If you want pure analog 911 adrenaline with a side of investment potential, the Mezger Monster just might be your perfect match. Love Porsche debates? Hit subscribe and drop a comment, 996 Turbo or 997.2 Carrera S. Which one's your dream? Let's talk about the 997.2 Carrera S, the refined rocket of the Youngtimer 911 world. Produced from 2009 to 2012, the 997.2 Carrera S marks where Porsche perfected the water-cooled 911 platform. Under the rear deck lid lies a naturally aspirated 3.8-liter flat-six from the 9A1 engine family, pumping out 385 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque to the rear wheels. Opt for the X51 Power Kit and you'll unleash 408 horsepower with enhanced intake and engine tuning for sharper performance. You can choose a 6-speed manual for purest engagement or a 7-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission that shifts in under 100 milliseconds. 0 to 60, 4.5 seconds for the standard model, or as quick as 4.3 seconds with the X51 and PDK. Top speed, up to 188 miles per hour. It's fast, but more importantly, it's smooth, precise, and gloriously controlled. Unlike the twitchy, tail-happy 996 Turbo, the 997.2 won't try to spin you into the nearest hedge if you sneeze mid-corner. The hydraulic steering is still analog, but more composed. Piston heads even called it perfect road feel, which, coming from them, is basically a love letter. The PASM adaptive suspension lets you toggle between comfort and cornering madness with the press of a button, and the PDK shifts in under 100 milliseconds, faster than your brain can register what just happened. The 9A1 engine is also a massive step forward in engineering. It ditches the infamous IMS bearing, adds direct injection, and serves up a crisp, refined soundtrack. It's not as raw or race-bred as the Mezger in the 996 Turbo, but it's still a joy to ring out, especially on a mountain road. On the plus side, the 997.2 nails the classic 911 shape, brings a premium, less plasticky interior, and offers strong reliability. The downside, it's a little more muted, a bit more responsible, and while values are rising, it doesn't carry the same collector buzz. Fun fact, in testing, the PDK version lapped the Nürburgring 5 seconds faster than the manual. That's not a transmission, it's witchcraft. Verdict? The 997.2 Carrera S is refined, modern, and ridiculously capable. It may not shout as loud as the Mezger, but it sings its own high-speed tune. And sometimes, grace wins over grit. Let's talk money, because as much as these Youngtimer 911s stir the soul, they also hit the wallet, and depending on which one you choose, your bank account may be whispering sweet nothings or screaming in terror. As of 2025, the 996 Turbo commands between $60,000 and $90,000 for a solid example. If you're eyeing the coveted X50 package or a low-mileage gem, expect to shell out $100,000 or more. The good news, these are climbing steadily in value, about 7% annually, making them a hot ticket for investment-minded buyers. Now, the 997.2 Carrera S is a bit more approachable. You'll find clean examples ranging from $50,000 to $70,000, with top-tier manuals or PDK-equipped low-mileage cars nudging $80,000. They're appreciating too, but at a slightly slower 5% annual rate. So while it's not quite the collector's rocket that the 996 Turbo is, it's still a safe and rising bet. On the maintenance front, the 996 Turbo lives up to its wild reputation. Expect to spend $3,000 to $4,000 per year. The Mezger engine itself is solid, but the supporting cast, like twin turbos and all-wheel drive components, demands attention. Common expenses: coolant pipe fix for $1,500, turbo seal replacements around $3,000, and a clutch job for $2,500 if you drive it like it's meant to be driven. The 997.2 Carrera S is kinder to your budget. Annual maintenance averages $2,500 to $3,500. The PDK transmission, while brilliant, needs a $600 service every 6 years or 60,000 miles. Other potential issues include early fuel pump failures and PASM suspension problems, which can each cost around $2,000 to fix. Still, no IMS bearing nightmares here, a huge plus. Insurance, fairly equal footing. Whether you pick the 996 or the 997.2, plan on $1,200 to $1,800 annually, assuming your driving record doesn't include any, let's say, enthusiastic moments on public roads. So what's the verdict? The 997.2 Carrera S is the most affordable option up front and easier to maintain long term. But the 996 Turbo, it may cost more, but it could pay off big, not just in value, but in grins per mile. Call it the tale of two wallets. One plays it smart, the other plays it loud. Think you belong in the Mezger crew or the Smooth Operator squad? Comment your pick and don't forget to subscribe. Let's take a breather from numbers and spec sheets and talk about what really matters, the experience. Because owning a Youngtimer 911 isn't just about acceleration times or maintenance costs. It's about how it makes you feel every time you turn that key, or push that button, and hear that flat six bark to life. It's about the community, the rituals, and the sheer joy of driving something that stirs the soul. These are the adrenaline junkies, the drivers who live for the boost. If there's a group that will happily explain the difference between a K16 and K24 Turbo at a dinner party, it's them. They're the folks who will post cold start clips at 2 a.m. just to hear that Mezger wail echo through a quiet neighborhood. For them, every off-ramp is a mini Nürburgring, and every canyon road is a personal time trial. Ownership stories often involve spirited drives, weekend tuning sessions, or occasionally admitting, yeah, I probably shouldn't have tried full throttle in second with cold tires. It's raw, it's thrilling, and a little bit chaotic, and that's exactly how they like it. Then, you've got the 997.2 crew, precision-focused, deeply passionate, and a little more civilized. These are the folks who debate Michelin PS4S versus Cup 2s, like sommeliers comparing Bordeaux vintages. They'll take the long way to work just to enjoy a few perfect downshifts, and are just as proud of their garage's cleanness as they are of their Porsche's paint correction. They're not trying to tame the beast, they're trying to perfect the art. Their stories are about Sunday drives with coffee stops, smooth heel-toe practice, and subtle mods that improve balance without shouting for attention. No matter which side you're on, you're joining something bigger. Porsche owners love to talk, help, argue, and laugh together. Whether it's on Rennlist, at a Cars and Coffee, or in your local Porsche club, the connections run deep. These cars bring people together. So here's the real question: what kind of experience do you want? Do you crave the chaos of a turbocharged wild child, or the composed thrill of a perfectly balanced scalpel? Either way, you're not just buying a car, you're buying into a way of life. If you're hunting for a 996 Turbo, the holy grail is a manual transmission car with under 60,000 miles. Bonus points if it comes with the X50 Performance Package that gives you more power, better intercoolers, and serious bragging rights at Cars and Coffee. Check that the infamous coolant pipe fix has been done. This common issue can lead to big repair bills if ignored. A full service history is a must, and beware of cars with aggressive tunes or mods unless you've got a mechanic on speed dial and a repair fund with more zeros than your crypto wallet. Now, for the 997.2 Carrera S, aim for cars with the Sport Chrono package. It adds serious driving fun and resale value. Manual or PDK? That's down to personal taste. PDK is quicker, but the manual offers more driver engagement. Look out for early fuel pump issues and make sure the PASM adaptive suspension is functioning correctly. Again, a solid service history here is non-negotiable. No matter which car steals your heart, a pre-purchase inspection is a must. Spend $500 to $1,000 now, or spend 10 times that crying into an oil-stained repair bill later. If you're after raw analog thrills and a shot at future value appreciation, the 996 Turbo is the Mezger-powered beast you want. It's fast, loud, and every drive feels like a track day with license plates. If you prefer a more refined, daily drivable experience without sacrificing fun, the 997.2 Carrera S is your move. It's reliable, comfortable, and still a blast when the road opens up. So what's it going to be? Mezger Monster or Refined Rocket? Drop your picks in the comments. We want to know which Youngtimer you'd park in your dream garage. If this helped you out, hit that like button, subscribe for more Porsche matchups and buying guides, and stay tuned, because next we're lining up another legend for the spotlight. Until then, keep your revs high and your corners tight.